Good afternoon. Hello, and I hope you'll enjoy my video. What I'm trying to say in this video, I will be talking about a trip that I'll be doing between north of Morocco, from a place called Ksar Kebir, a place where I was born, all the way to Gargarate, which is right in the south of Moroccan Sahara by Mauritania border. I hope you will enjoy my video. Thank you very much. First, I'll be talking with one of my experience that I've done on early 70s. On 1972, I have traveled from Morocco to Algeria and then to Tunisia, then back to Algeria. And then when I was back to Algeria, I've heard about there is American company based in south of Bashar Cologne, which is right near to Figig. As you can see in this map, I hope it will be clear for you. Right here is Juge Abral, as you can see, and then down here is Figig, and from Figig right to south you don't see the border anymore, because the border that shows on the map, on the international map, is only between Juge Abral and Figig, and from here there is no border, because the Algerian, they've been occupied by the French since nearly 132 years. So since they got independent, which the Moroccan people did help the Algerian, they got independent, of course. And ever since, the Algerian took over all this land, which is from Figig down south here to a place called Adrar, and then go back to the west, south of Tindouf, where the Polisario camp, where they are now. So I have discovered in this road between Tindouf and Figig, through Bashar and Abadla, all this area, I have discovered that there is a lot of, not only a lot, but the majority, a lot of people who live around in this area, they are Moroccan. They have a paper from the King Mohammed V. I met a lot of them. So in this place called Abadla, which is right south of Cologne Bashar, south of Figig, of course, which is the border between Algeria and Morocco. So in this place called Abadla, I have discovered there was a big, huge American company. They used to making big damp reservoir from the water that come from the high Atlas to make this place, this area, good enough for agriculture. So I was lucky. I got a job working for them as an interpreter. I used to interpret between the Americans and the Algerians in Abadla place, which I was lucky because in those days, none of the Algerians who knew how to speak English. I was lucky ever since I left school. I learned how to speak English. Anyway, so the reason why I'm saying all this story, back again to talk about the desert, which is the Moroccan desert, So Algeria, ever since Morocco got back the Moroccan desert, they are really freaked out. They are not happy about it at all. Although the Algerian, they have in their land is the 10th biggest countries in the world, even though they are bloody greedy and they want more land. So therefore, they create and they invent what they call now Polisario. So they sort of try their best to collect a bunch of people from Mali, from Mauritania, and some from Moroccan they capture, and some of the Algerians as the mercenaries, which is the people that fight for money. So the Algerian, they create this state what they call now Polisario. Polisario never existed before. I mean, it's a new flag. It's, you know, it's what is really the Algerian they're after is they really after this land. They wanted to open, I mean, a port in the ocean, in the Atlantic Ocean, which is they will never do in millions of years. So really, I mean, the struggle between the Moroccan and Algerians, it's nothing to do between the population. I mean, we like each other. I mean, the Moroccan and Algerian, they're very good friends. The problem is the leaders, they are the army. I mean, the country is run by the army. Those generals, they're really bad. And the reason why they try their best to get this land ever since 1975, since the King Hassan started this Green March. Then Moroccan Sahara, it became Moroccan Sahara ever since. And in fact, it's always been Moroccan anyway. So what happened is this bunch of generals of the army that ran the Algerian country, they are really suffering because they have big, I mean, struggle with their people. I mean, people, they are very poor. I mean, they have spent, I don't know how many billions and billions of dollars to pay towards the Polisario. They give them weapons and food. They feed all, I mean, all the population that they live in this camp. They always been fed and supported by the Algerians. In the Algerian dreams, one day the Polisario took over. That means the Algerian, that's what they're after. The Algerian thereafter is to take over this Moroccan Sahara, which they wanted a port in ocean, in the Atlantic Ocean, which they would never have in the millions of years. So only about 24 hours, the Americans have decided to open a new American consulate in Dakhla city in the Moroccan Sahara, which was great news, really. I mean, this is really when it's a big thing, you know. I mean, that means the Algerians is all over. They will never get back the Moroccan Sahara. Moroccan Sahara, it's Moroccan, and it will be Moroccan forever. The reason why I'm saying all this, because I have tried and trying to do a special trip between a place where I was born in Ksar Kebir city, which is right in the north of Morocco, all the way to Gargarate place, which is right in the border between Mauritania and Morocco. And I want to do this trip on walking, or of course try my best to do it on autostop, and in all different way. And this trip really, to me, it's a big thing, because as an artist I like to have big support to my nation. I mean, to the Moroccan, I mean, to the Moroccan people and to the Moroccan king, and you know, to everybody. And I'm very excited really about this trip. Hopefully, when I get to Laayoune and Dakhla, I will be delighted. Maybe I will try my best to do an artwork, some big, huge mural about this occasion, or sculpture, or anything like that. So, really, Gargarate. Why Gargarate? Gargarate place, it's a border between Mauritania and Morocco. In fact, it's between Europe and Africa. It's the only way. It's, you know, really nearly 2.5 months ago, the Polisario, some of the Polisario people, civilians, and among them there were some of them they were carrying weapons. They stormed this border, Gargarate place, and they overtake it for nearly about 3 weeks. But Morocco did really very clever way. They did a lot of meeting in a political way through their allies from all over the world, which in the end, they managed to liberate it with no bloodshed, no killing, nothing, which was great. So ever since, the Algerians, they are really, really freaking out. So now the Algerian, not only they are freaking out, but they think it's too much. I mean, we have spent, you know, I'm sure the Algerian, they must think this because they have spent, I don't know how many thousands and thousands of billions of dollars through the 45 years. And they've been supplying this, what they call Polisario, with the weapons, food. They feed all the people that lives in that camp. In fact, the majority of these people lives in a camp. They are sort of held there. I mean, they holding them there with the force. They are not allowed to travel anyway. They can't go back to Moroccan Sahara, never. Because the ideal is they're dreaming, the Polisario are dreaming, as well as the Algerian, that one day they will get back the Moroccan Sahara, which I'm sure they will never do in millions of years. So I'm very proud about this trip I'll be doing in the next 2, 3, 4 days, and hopefully I will I'm dreaming and to do a nice artwork in a Dakhla place also, or in Laayoune city. And thank you very much for watching and for hearing, and very soon I'll be posting in my page, in my Facebook page, all the trip videos, photos, etc. Thank you so much.